Greetings to you as we present December's editorial. I am Russ Hatfield, and behind my shoulder is my higher dimensional twin soul Kara, who is a member of Ashtar Command. This editorial is about synchronicity and the connection between events that should have no connection whatsoever. It is called Synchronicity and Syncing to the Fourth Dimension. For a full transcript of this latest editorial, please go to our main homepage at HadesBaseNews.com. We invite you to subscribe to be kept informed of future postings on our YouTube channel from the members of Ashtar Command. And now we present Synchronicity and Syncing to the Fourth Dimension. Reality can sometimes feel like putty in the ways that similar but unrelated parts of that reality can cross at different times to make one think back to the earlier instance. That is synchronicity. Such as a character's name from a show the night before is the name of a stranger the next day. A simple coincidence unremarkable to anyone unless they were paying attention for that very thing to happen. Throughout my life, there has always been times where related moments happened that went unnoticed as they tended to be few in number and passed off as chance. That was up until about 5 years ago when they began to increase in number. Not enough to be noted, but the frequency began to make them more noticeable. 3 years ago, the time between seeing related occurrences jumped in number dramatically. Either, as I've gotten older, I began to notice life and remember details more in case I don't have many years left to enjoy them, or there's a reason we'd like to explore further in this editorial. One thing all these occurrences have in common is the fourth dimension. Time separates the events, and it's possible there is a message being sent. When synchronicity of things happens within seconds, and at most 24 hours, on such a constant basis, it's like life is almost forcing you to take notice. In the path for ascension, getting comfortable with another dimension is a positive step, with the fourth dimension being a good place to start. Since coincidence can only go so far to explain constant synchronicity, another explanation has to be found. In some ways, it's like the signs on a freeway. You see the sign, but it doesn't tell you how far it is until the designated off-ramp. When you come across a sudden exit, you only have time to note that it has just passed. In the same way, for example, synchronicity happens in that you see a red rose that you stop and smell, while later in the day, a rose becomes the topic of the conversation. It's the total randomness of life until it happens so often, it becomes no longer random. Now, this isn't the same as déjà vu in that the two items are only similar and not exact matches. In fact, it almost feels scripted. With no one answer able to sufficiently explain the synchronicity, theories are all that are left, and one theory is starting to stand out. Is this a virtual reality being experienced, and what we are experiencing is just an AI-driven program? One factor leaning that way is that what highly technological and higher dimensional organization would pick Mark and myself to have conversations with in the hopes that they would get out to the world. Such things would normally happen in a Netflix series. It makes no logical sense to choose us if this was the only life to base that trust. As the archives have shown, our history with humanity has been long and influential in what we've accomplished. That alone should say this is somebody's attempt at humor. AI-programmed reality or not, it makes no difference in the day-to-day moments that must be lived. Bills still have to be paid, and lessons have to be learned. We may never be able to explain either synchronicity or déjà vu, but maybe just knowing each moment may mark the way to the next related moment puts a new perspective on seeing life's progression. That there is a pattern that seems to maintain its consistency is a good thing that can start to feel comforting when it happens. The funny thing is, telling other people of the weirdness of it wouldn't convey the magic the collection of events seems to bring unless it was happening to them as well. So, as we become one with the fourth dimension, with each occurrence of synchronicity, it's not just seconds on a clock going by, but the future looping in sync with the moments from a recent past. In love, light, and wisdom as one, Russ and Kara.